Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, I'm thinking about somebody who's just starting off working with tarot, a little bit confused with all the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. They're trying to learn all the keywords. It's getting a little confusing. I mean, there's lots of Rider-Waite-Smith decks that have keywords on them, which are another alternative. Okay, the other thing is I actually started with the Native American Tarot. Okay, quite different, quite unique. The keywords on the cards are not the same as the Rider-Waite-Smith ones, of course. They're a little bit different. There's lots of differences in them, but I actually loved the Native American Tarot by Magda Gonzalez. I have replaced it, as you can see. It's one of my favourite decks, and it's a deck that I still use today, even after 20 plus years. Okay, so definitely a good deck to start with. Now, Radley Valentine have an amazing range of angel and archangel, fairy, and animal themed decks, tarot decks that are done with the elements or the seasons, or a little bit different than traditional suits, but they do follow some really good keywords and titles and sentences and things like that. Now, what I love about the decks, especially with the court cards here, let me find a court card for you. What I love about Radley's, especially the Angel Tarot, let me just get a court card here. Just trying to find, oh, here we go. So we've got Queen of Earth, as you can see. Now it actually gives you some personality traits, and then it gives you some sentences about the card as well. So it gives you a little bit more information and context to maybe a question, or just gives you an idea. So it's about seeing what keywords actually stand out for you when you're starting off with tarot. It just gives you really cool meanings to help expand your tarot knowledge, or to start off with anyway, especially when starting off. So really cool. Sorry, a few pops there. Now another deck that's really cool to work with. Now the major arcana don't have keywords, but the minor arcana do. So they are really good. This is real good. This is called the Field Tarot. So another beautiful deck to start working with. It does give you some keywords for the minor arcana. It just means learning 1 or 2 keywords from the major arcana, which is not too bad. 22 keywords you could most probably sort of start with, and then you can expand your knowledge from there. Now the one keyword is only in one aspect of the card. You can learn to expand and develop from what you see in the imagery, what you learn from maybe other websites, blogs, other readers, look at other tarot readers and see how they read, and you start to expand and develop. Maybe choose a book you want to work through to gain your knowledge. So this is a really good way to sort of start reading tarot. Okay, another one is another range of decks, actually, is by Jane Wallace. Now her decks come with a variety of topics. Now the minor arcanas, as you can see, are all pips. That is the thing with Jane Wallace's decks, is that they are all pip for the minor arcana, but the major arcana and the court cards are beautiful. Now, as you can see, so this is a Crystal Power one, Crystal Power Tarot. So as you can see, the minor arcana there, but this is all in regards to crystals. So you can learn all about crystals. Just trying to get a, there's a major, that's the Wheel of Fortune. There's a King of Cups, as you can see. There's the Strength card, Queen of Pentacles, Temperance. So beautiful artwork. There's the Death card. I think it's beautiful. So that's the Crystal Power. Then you've got the Magical Nordic tarot. So so you can sort of see it's the Devil card, that's quite cool. And it's the Magical Nordic. Then you've got the Moon and Stars Tarot, again, beautiful imagery for the court cards and the major arcana, and of course you've got the minor cards are all pips, but they've got the keywords on them, which or the sentences or the affirmation or whatever you want to, it's really cool. So then you've got the Oceanic Tarot. Now there is an angel one, and there's a couple, there isn't a new deck, there is a Mythic Goddess Tarot coming out as well. So really cool way to learn tarot, really simply. Just to start off with is to get a deck that has keywords on it if you wish to. It's just an idea, it's just a suggestion, doesn't mean you have to. You may not find any of these decks that appeal to you, but it is an alternative when you're learning tarot. If you don't want a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, now let me put all these back in there. And my folder. Let me grab the Rider-Waite deck type decks that I've actually got. And there's lots of alternatives, okay? These are just a few. I have. Let's just put these back into the space there. Okay. Okay, so what you could do, so here I've got the Waterfall Tarot. I think there's a few left with Tarot Oracle. Now there's the Moon Babies Tarot, and I know he's re-releasing this. There might be some changes as well, but there's the Moon Baby Tarot. It's actually based on Hoi Polloi, but same sort of thing. And now this is a Rider deck. It's an indie deck, but there's lots of alternatives that you could use. But it's got all the same, similar imagery. There's no difference to them. Of course, I had the Smith-Waite. As well. So this is a Smith-Waite tarot deck. Now there's lots and lots of Rider-Waite-Smith type imagery decks. Lots to choose from that you can use as a beginner to start to expand your tarot knowledge. So that's one way to look at decks. Oops. Let me just pull these back in the tray. I like to sort of keep everything away. It makes it easier to sort of move when you living tiny, or tiny living, whatever you like to call it. Like I said, there's lots of decks that you can actually choose from. Now, another good, actually comes in a kit as well as the Gilded Tarot, but this is the Gilded Tarot Royale. So any of Chiro's decks are really good if you want to begin reading tarot, you want to expand your tarot knowledge. There are some really cool Chiro Marchetti decks which are quite neat. This is one that I would recommend for a beginner who's just sort of starting out and learning tarot. Now there are lots and lots of amazing decks out there with some beautiful imagery, which you could use if you find that the artwork appeals to you. But I just sort of want to choose some really basic, sort of simple decks that I know that can be recommended for beginners as such. I mean, there are some amazing decks out there, but they could include themes of movies and things like that, and I think that can get a little bit difficult if you're just sort of starting out. I want to keep things quite simple. Like these fairy tale decks and things like that, or animal decks, but then that can get a little bit confusing because they're not traditionally Rider-Waite-Smith. Cultural decks can include the culture of the the cultural decks include a lot more. Some of the fairy decks are a little bit not really Rider-Waite-Smith, or the Rider-Waite-Smith, but not the imagery. So they can be a bit different, and you're including other aspects as well. And I don't really want to include that. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot more. I think that's it for what I would recommend. I'm not going to include that because I think that's out of stock. But that's it, really. I think that there is a Universal Celtic Tarot, which could be included as sort of a beginner deck. Even though there are some differences, there are lots of similarities. So I think that would be another really cool deck. You're just sort of starting out. I mean, there's so many amazing decks. I just wanted to show you a few that I have in my collection that I go for a lot more advanced. I like TDMs, Dafoe de Marseille type decks as well. So that's another story, another video. So anyway, so I think that's about it for beginner type decks. So that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and peace be.